I don't know off the top of my head. I think this is the first time I've had a Pizza Hut pizza. It is not the most prominent brand around here. There's just so many others. I've said this in other videos. My go-to pizza was always Little Caesars. It was right next to me. I couldn't tell you where the nearest Pizza Hut is to me other than this one, or to my house rather, not my apartment. But it's 10:30 at night right now on June 11th. Pizza Hut pizza. Somebody had asked me to do a video talking about the UFC White House card that's coming up this weekend on Sunday. It's a few days from now. I think this video is going up on Saturday maybe. But I figured I had a different idea for this, but I figured a pizza was fitting to go with some UFC talk. Anyone that doesn't know, I used to do UFC ASMR videos on a different channel like a couple years ago. They were fun. I like to do that because I do love the UFC. I love MMA in general. I did want to kind of find a fan base that knew about that sport to talk to them and stuff. I did want to do that. But if you don't already know, MMA fans are some of the dumbest people on the planet. They're terrible people a lot of the time. And if by any chance this video somehow makes it to that side of that audience, the people that are all ASMR is gay, blah 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 blah, suck my dick. We're gonna have some good fun here, hopefully. I don't know how this is gonna go, how I'm gonna structure this. I've got a pepperoni pizza stuffed crust. I think it cost like $14, so I like the box design though. This is actually a really cool box design. Yeah, so let's see. I know a lot of you probably aren't into the sports talk and don't know what I'm going to be talking about in this video, but let's hope that I won't spam you with it this early in the video. We will do pizza stuff first, I believe. Yeah, let's do a nice reveal here, right? Whoa, holy shit. Wow, it's like the stuffed crust like oozed out onto the pizza at some point. I decided not to order extra cheese or pepperoni because it was going to be $2 extra per thing, per cheese and pepperoni. Or like, $2 for extra cheese, $2 extra pepperoni. This thing is covered in stuff, dude. Why did I just get a text that my order is on the way? What do you mean my order's on the way? It's here. I picked it up myself. Don't be on the way. What are you talking about? All we need to do now is get wow, this crust looks really good. Crisp, cold can of Diet Coke that almost gave my hand frostbite just walking into the room from the fridge. These are very cold today. I had really bad frostbite at one point this last winter. Both my pinkies got kind of fucked up. Different story for another day. I think we're just gonna dive right on in here. Not sure if there's anything else to say at the moment. We'll get to the UFC stuff in a bit. Ooh, it's nice and hot, nice and thick. Nice and easy breakaway kinda. Thumbnail maybe. Alright, first time having a Pizza Hut pizza to my knowledge. That's goddamn solid. First impressions. I like the crust, easy to eat. Not always a big crust eater myself, or at least when it's really tough. Easy to eat. Obviously, it is stuffed crust as well, so that's a bit different. Pretty on par in terms of stuffed crust. Tastes similar to Little Caesars. It's not a messy pizza at all. You also, if you know me, you know I don't love pizza sauce in high quantities. It doesn't taste like there's a high quantity of it, and it's not messy either, but it also doesn't taste like there's like none. It's like the perfect amount of sauce taste with none of the mess. I like that. It's not even like greasy. It's firm. I don't have to worry about the slice falling apart like you guys didn't see, but like I held it up for a thumbnail for like a decent amount of time and it was not falling apart. It is a firm piece of pizza. I know that kind of sometimes maybe just means that it's not as fresh, but that is good. That is fresh. This is a damn good pizza. I would say that the only thing is that like it is just thin. It's a bit too thin maybe. That's just something I noticed. I don't think I care. Having the stuffed crust, having it covered with all this pepperoni. I love this. This is great. Let's do one more piece here real quick, and then we'll start talking some UFC. Get you a look at the stuffed crust. Stuffed crust rarely ever looks as good as it tastes. I did drive a little bit out of my way to get, not a little, I mean it was a little bit I guess, but like 4 miles to go and get this tonight. I've been doing so many videos late at night the last week or so that like I was kind of running out of places that I hadn't already done this week for like a late night video. I need to start squeezing some earlier ones, but you know my McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Arby's, the late night places, I've just gone to them, so I needed something that I needed to get somewhere before like 11, and because I couldn't have made it by 10, and a lot of places close at 10. Pizza Hut open until 11, so I went for it. I'm glad I did. I'm so glad I did. This is great. I'm very, very chill right now. I'm in a good mood. Beautiful lightning storm in the distance on my way home. I couldn't see any bolts, but like I could see the flashes of light behind this big thick cloud. It looked so cool. I tried to get a video, but actually no I didn't, because I didn't want to crash my car, lol. So let's go over the first 3 fights of this UFC White House card. I think it's pretty cool that they're doing this card. I don't give a shit about the politics. I don't think anybody else should either. Enjoy the fucking fights, you know what I mean? First fight, Diego Lopes against Steve Garcia. You know, I used to gamble on UFC back in the day, and I wasn't the smartest viewer, you gotta watch the sport for a couple years, I think, to get certain narratives out of your head, but I had it in my head that Steve Garcia was a bum. He's not. And he was matched up against Chase Hooper. If you don't know who Chase Hooper is, he's like a really young fighter, or at the time he was. He's a bit older now. He's like 26 maybe. He's a very innocent-looking kid, kind of, but he's a good grappler. And I thought Steve Garcia was not a good fighter. He had lost a couple of fights, and they were low-key kind of. The UFC was matching him up with Chase Hooper, so Chase Hooper would win, and they would cut Steve Garcia from the roster. You can kind of tell when they're doing that in the UFC, but I had a decent amount of money on Chase Hooper in a lot of parlays that night. I love parlays. I don't gamble anymore, but Steve Garcia knocked the fuck out of Chase Hooper that night, and I was like, God damn. And it was kind of hard to tell whether it was Steve being good or Chase being bad, because Chase has been punched in the face a lot, but Steve's ended up being really good. He's on like, I think, a 5 or 6 fight win streak with a lot of knockouts. He's just a good scrappy fighter. Diego Lopes, on the other hand, if you don't know, he also just knocks motherfuckers out. He's been finishing people. He's been beating the shit out of some guys. He's lost both of his title fights. Don't really care about that. Had a good close fight on short notice with Movsar Evloev, one of the best fighters in the world. Hard to believe that was 3 years ago already, but as a fight, this is a great fight. I think both guys are going to get punched in the face. My assessment, I can only take this so far. I think this is going to be chaotic. I don't think I can put much technical analysis here. Diego Lopes gets punched in the face a lot. Steve Garcia punches pretty hard. But I think Diego eats those shots. Diego has what I like to call retard power, where he just fucking, it doesn't make sense, but when he hits you, he fucks you up somehow. It doesn't look right. It feels weird to see it happen, but he has that power in his hands. He's a psychotic motherfucker, and I've seen Steve Garcia get knocked out cold before. I think I'm going to see it happen again. Maybe not out cold, but I think Steve Garcia is going to get knocked out in this fight. But either outcome is possible. We just have not seen Diego Lopes really go down to strikes yet. He eats a lot of shots. Of course, this is a American kind of card. It's on the White House lawn. Steve Garcia is American, I believe. Yeah. I don't know how. We'll see. Bo Nickal, Kyle Daukaus. I like Kyle Daukaus' story. You know, he was around in the UFC years ago, lost a fair number of fights, got cut from the roster, fought his way back, and he not only did he fight his way back, but came in on short notice, had a big upset win over a guy that I really like in Michel Pereira. And before you know it, the guy's fighting back on the fucking White House lawn in one of the biggest events in the company's history, and he's fighting against Bo Nickal, who, if you don't know, is a very prominent, prolific American collegiate wrestler. Bo's a bit of a weird guy. I'm not the biggest fan of his personality, but he's a good wrestler. He is a good fighter. I respect anybody that does get in the cage anyway, but Kyle probably has technically better stand-up. Bo's stand-up is very weird. But I do believe Bo is going to wrestle right away, and I believe it's going to come down to that wrestling. Kyle does have some good jiu-jitsu. I don't think he's any slouch on the ground. I would have to assume, though, that Bo Nickal handles this fight with his wrestling, probably by decision. I don't think I'm seeing a finish here. Unless Bo somehow gasses out, unless Kyle gets caught in something. Kyle's been knocked out, but I don't think Bo's knocking him out. But Bo does some weird stuff sometimes. You never know. I think Bo Nickal winning this fight by decision makes sense. We'll do one more here and do a bit more eating. Mauricio, Ruffy, and Michael Chandler. If you guys don't know, Michael Chandler, he is a poster boy for, just American values, maybe. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but he's a big Trump fan. He comes off as a bit of a dick sucker sometimes. I mean that I don't mean to be disrespectful when I say that, but maybe a kiss ass is kind of maybe more the word for it, but he's a good guy. Sometimes he says some weird things sometimes, but I don't think he's a bad person. But he has not won a fight in a while. He's been fighting the best fighters in the world usually, but he has not looked great in the cage in a while. And he's fighting somebody in Mauricio, who is a sniper on the feet, and in all likelihood should easily be able to find Michael Chandler's chin early. But Mauricio Ruffy does have a loss to Benoit Saint Denis, one of my top 5 favorite fighters of all time. Benoit grabbed onto Ruffy, wrestled him to the ground, and just beat the shit out of him for like less than 2 rounds and knocked him out in that fight. TKO. Michael Chandler can do that. Michael Chandler can get a hold of Ruffy with his wrestling and take him down and beat him up and suck the life out of him. He absolutely can do that. But Michael Chandler also could have beat every other person that he's fought in the UFC, and that hasn't really happened. Michael Chandler chooses to fight like an idiot a lot of the time in an entertaining fashion. All due respect to him. But I truly believe that Michael Chandler could have won every single fight that he has had in the UFC so far, but he has chosen to lose like 5 of those 7 fights. I believe it's been that many fights. I forget off the top of my head. Yeah. I mean, I kind of have to go with Ruffy by knockout, but I would not be shocked at all to see Michael Chandler lock the fucking, because he needs to retire if he loses this fight. He needs to lock the fucking White House lawn, representing your country at the White House in front of the president. Wrestle Mauricio Ruffy. Grab him, take him down, beat the shit out of him. Do not stand and trade with him. He will catch you. He will find you. He will knock you out in front of everybody on the White House lawn. You don't want to remember that for the rest of your life. Michael Chandler can win this fight. I just cannot trust him to do so with a prediction because he has so many times, in my opinion, chosen to fight a different way than he needs to. He is an insane athlete. He can do it. I want to believe in him. I'm rooting for him to do it, to win that fight. I just don't think it's going to happen. There's 4 more fights to go. I'm going to eat some more pizza here, if you don't mind me doing some eating on my eating channel. Nice. I can't even begin to tell you how much I love having a pizza that's not a total mess to pick up and eat. Gotta text some people real quick. Excuse me. Typing with my left hand when I'm not left-handed. Oh, look at that. Nice little tube of cheese there. I used to always get weird comments doing the UFC ASMR videos, because lots of guys just straight up think that ASMR is gay and whatever, and UFC's manly man sport, and lots of MMA fans in general are homophobic as fuck, which is just retarded. But they just love to take every Saturday night to watch men take their clothes off and hug each other in a cage. That's all I'm saying. And some guy one time left a comment like, "Yeah, bro, you're whispering into a microphone. We don't need to hear your opinion on MMA, bro." People liked those videos. People really did like when I did those videos. From what I remember, not many people were doing them. You can probably guess why. I thought they were fun to do for me personally. A handful of people liked them. There was a couple of other people that did them, just not very often. And not the same way that I did, I guess. Not that I'm any type of in-depth analyst, especially back then I wasn't. But I like to think that I was actually the best at doing what I was doing at the time, which is kind of cool, but it didn't really matter. This probably won't be a regular thing that I do these, but I do enjoy doing them when I do them. This one's got a fat thing of crust here. You can see it is fat. I knew I was hungry, but I did not think I was this hungry. That was a great bite of stuffed crust right there at the end. Let's get another can of Diet Coke and we will wrap up the UFC White House predictions and see if we have anything left to eat after, or left in me to eat. We'll see how my stomach's going. Alright, the next fight, after the fights that we've discussed, Derrick Lewis, who is the president's favorite fighter, so he claims, against Josh Hokit. If you don't know, Derrick Lewis is the leader for knockouts in UFC history. I think he's in his early 40s now. He's knocked out a lot of people, but he's also kind of had some terrible losses where he just looks like shit. This is a heavyweight fight. He's a big guy, and he is not in the best shape all the time, but he gets it done sometimes. He's one of those guys where it seems like if he just goes turbo fucking rage, sicko mode, swang and bang, he might kill everybody in the game, but sometimes he doesn't do that. Josh Hokit, he's a bit smaller for a heavyweight. Former NFL practice squad player, decent athlete. He runs his mouth a lot, really stupid character gimmick that he has going. I wish he would just be normal, personally. I know there's a right time to be marketing yourself. I think he does it the wrong way. He fights fun, and I would love nothing more than to root for a guy to be, than to root for a normal guy like him to be heavyweight champion in the next few years, but he's just so fucking annoying. He fights fun though, but his last fight, Curtis Blades, he went out there, swang and bang with him. Curtis doing what Curtis does. Swanged and banged back for some reason, because Curtis is not always the smartest fighter either, even though I do love him too. But Josh did get hit in that fight a couple times. This fight is going to be fast. Josh Hokit is going to come out after Derrick Lewis very hard, very fast. They're going to start swinging, and Derrick is either going to start firing back immediately, clip Josh and knock him the fuck out, or Josh is going to hit Derrick one or two times in the right spot on the head, and Derrick is going to crumble to his knees like something bad happened. I would think that Derrick would not show up in the form that we've seen him in the past for the White House card. This is a big opportunity. Derrick has it's a very winnable fight. Every fight is winnable for Derrick Lewis. But Derrick Lewis has also been saying he's trying to get in shape like the last 6 years, and he doesn't ever get in shape. Or in any more shape. It's just sometimes it looks like he quits. I don't know if he quits or he's just tired, not in shape. He gets paid a lot of money to go to these to show up for these fights. Derrick Lewis is probably one of the most high. I think Derrick Lewis is one of the most highest paid UFC fighters ever to never win the belt, never be a champion. He makes a lot of money. Okay, a lot of money. So that motherfucker doesn't really mind showing up and then just losing, in my opinion. But not saying that that's how he looks at it, but he's a goofy guy. You never know. I want to believe that he's gonna come in here ready to win and really try, because this is a winnable fight for him. Josh Hokit doesn't have great striking defense. He just has a high-pace offense. Josh can easily get knocked out here. It's kind of like the Michael Chandler situation, though. Derrick can win this fight. Michael can win his fight. I don't know if I trust them to do so, though. I think Josh Hokit will win this fight. Yeah, I think it'll be a TKO knockout in round 1, honestly. Yeah, for Josh Hokit. But if Derrick wins, it's probably in round 1 as well. So the next fight, Sean O'Malley versus Aiemann Zahabi. This one was a bit of a weird one because Aiemann Zahabi is not really a name I think anybody expected to see on the White House card. Aiemann Zahabi's a Canadian fighter. I mean, other country fighters are allowed on this card and stuff. It's just, I don't think people expected him to be paired up against Sean O'Malley, or I don't think people expected Sean O'Malley to be paired up against Aiemann. He's not the biggest name in the division. He's not a big name really in general in the sport, but he is a good fighter. He's a very good fighter. I like him. I actually lost a bet on him to lose to. I bet for Ricky Tercios, who, if you probably don't know, he was a Ultimate Fighter winner from the reality TV show years ago, and Ricky Tercios was fighting Aiemann Zahabi. Aiemann hadn't fought in a while, hadn't won many fights in the UFC, was not a great fighter at the time to our eyes, and I thought Ricky would beat him, and I put money on it, and that did not happen. I think that was the last leg of my parlay or something. Aiemann won that fight. I'll never forget that. Aiemann's a good fighter, man. He really is. He has a good coach as a brother. A brother who is a good coach. George St. Pierre, one of the greatest fighters of all time, is going to be in his corner for this fight. But Sean O'Malley's really good. Sean O'Malley has a higher chance of finishing this fight than Aiemann does. Aimann's not a bad fighter. I don't think he has any major weaknesses necessarily. Just a sophisticated, well-rounded fighter. I would suspect that Sean O'Malley will pick him apart, though. Play his game, footwork, picking his shots and whatnot. I don't think Aiemann can do much to punish Sean for fighting that way. I think Sean will tee off on Aiemann with distance shots, and Aiemann will probably lose by decision. And if he really, really goes for it, maybe he gets caught and Sean knocks him out. I think it'll be Sean O'Malley via decision. Co-main event. Alex Pereira moving up to fight for a third division weight class world title, interim world title against Ciryl Gane, who is getting his 94th title shot without winning one of them. The interim versus Derrick Lewis does not count. I respect Ciryl Gane for being a decent heavyweight, a good heavyweight in general. The guy never wins the fights that matter. He beats up a lot of guys below his level, and then he just doesn't underperforms. Maybe sometimes just gets given opportunities just because he is. I don't want Ciryl Gane to win this fight. I don't really care to ever watch Ciryl Gane fight again. To be honest, he's already lost to Francis Ngannou. He lost to John Jones. He should have lost to Alexander Volkov at the end of 2024, but he got saved by the judges in a victory. I don't want Ciryl Gane to win this fight and be the interim champion. I do think he was going to beat Tom Aspinall back in October. I do think Tom Aspinall was going to lose to Ciryl Gane. He eye-poked Tom. He eye-poked him and got the fight fucked. So, I want Alex to win very badly. I don't know if I love this fight for him, though. It's kind of hard to gauge. Alex is a strange fighter. he's moving up to heavyweight. He's going to be in, I guess you could consider this his peak shape fighting wise, because he's not cutting any weight. He can come in at his natural weight, but he's also going to be heavier in the cage than he normally has been. So does that affect his movement? Does that affect anything mentally, physically for him? I don't know. Ciryl Gane is about as big as he is. I think Alex might end up weighing a little bit more than Ciryl actually, but Ciryl moves a lot. He's very athletic. He moves a lot as a heavyweight. He's good at fighting on the outside. He can be big and physical in there if he needs to be. If he needs to grab onto Alex and wrestle him, I think he might be able to do that to an extent. I don't know how I think this will go. Gun to my head, I feel like Ciryl Gane does win a decision here. I don't know why. That's where my head goes. I don't know why I'm doubting Alex moving up. I don't know if I'm just not liking the style. I mean, Alex can cut the cage off and whatnot, but is he going to be able to land the shots on Ciryl Gane? Is Ciryl Gane going to eat the shots? It's a very weird... They're like 50-50 on the betting odds. I feel like Ciryl Gane has a more than 50% chance to win this fight, but I don't really know because Alex does have leg kicks as well that are really good. Ciryl is just... Alex is going to be more likely to go in there and impose his will, and sometimes when there's a matchup like that, even if I don't favor a certain guy, if I see him as the guy that's going to be coming forward the most and imposing his will the most, I'm tempted to lean in his favor because I think he will go make things happen, as opposed to how I think Ciryl Gane might be coasting in this fight a little bit on the outside. It's weird. Ciryl Gane's a weird fighter. It's a weird matchup. It's a weird fight. I want Alex to win. I lean Ciryl Gane by decision. But I don't know, man. I really don't know. I really do not know. We've never really seen Ciryl Gane get hurt too often. Like, he got clipped by Tai Tuivasa one time, who is a far inferior fighter to Alex Pereira. But he got caught with a wonky overhand. It was a weird exchange. He didn't get hurt too badly, I'd say. But I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy, though. But I feel like I'm gonna look dumb no matter what I pick here at the end of the day. I think this fight will be a weirdly one-sided thing for whoever wins. I think it's gonna be awkward however this works, because either Ciryl Gane makes the most boring win of all time, or Alex Pereira goes out there and starches the guy and solidifies himself as damn near one of the greatest combat athletes of all time in entirety of MMA. But it's a weird fight. I really do not feel comfortable giving much of a prediction, but I do lean in Ciryl Gane's favor. And then the main event, Ilia Topuria is going to fucking starch Justin Gaethje in the first round, I believe. And I really don't have much doubt about that. If he wants it to go to the second round, maybe it'll go to the second round. I don't give Justin any chance. We're going to get back to eating pizza, because that fight is not even... Ilia's going to kill that guy. Hopefully not for real, obviously. Everybody goes home safe. We always hope. But I love Ilia, one of my favorite fighters. Justin's cool. I don't want Justin to be the champion. I don't think he has a chance here. It's a dumb fight. Aiemann Tsarukyan should be fighting for the title, not Justin Gaethje. Look at the little balls on the bottom of the pizza. This tastes like the pizza that I would get at Laser Tag as a kid. ASMR related things, whether it's recording a video or editing videos. A lot of ASMR stuff going today, but hard work pays off or something. That was a great pizza. I really did enjoy that. I'm not gonna lie, I feel very fat right now. I say this in a lot of videos. My stomach is very full. I've talked a lot today, the last 2 days in my video. I'm running on E right now. I believe I'm gonna go throw this in the fridge. I'm gonna go get cozy. I'm gonna go enjoy my night for the rest of the night, and wake up tomorrow and run this shit back and do it all the fuck again. You know what I'm saying? If you watch the UFC, I hope you enjoy the card this weekend. Yeah, like I was saying, the MMA fan base is a bunch of fucking losers, so not always trying to attract them around these parts, I must say, but it's all good. There's some good ones out there. Alright, fun video, great pizza. I had a good time here. I love talking fights regardless. I love talking sports. If you want to talk NFL or UFC, you can always come talk to me in my streams about that stuff. Not soccer, not basketball, not baseball. No. I can't really talk about tennis. I don't know shit about tennis. I like to play tennis though. I'm a decent tennis player when I play. It's been a while. I have a good natural tennis touch, I think. I've not played in a long time though, and I never played at a very high level, but I think I'm pretty good to an extent. Tennis is a good sport for me because there's a lot of breaks in between the points, so my cardio doesn't get eviscerated too quickly. But if I play a long point, I might be kind of fucked. And if I play for like an hour, my legs are fucked for like the week. I'm very out of shape if you can't tell. But until that metabolism slows down, I don't give a fuck. Alright. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Really happy with doing these videos lately. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah. Enjoy whatever day, weekday, night, day, whatever the fuck it is for you, enjoy it. Cause you never know when you're just gonna fucking wake up dead, or not wake up, cause you never know when you're gonna die in your sleep. You never know when you're gonna die. I don't know. Any day could be your last. Blah 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 blah. Alright, I'm out of here. Goodbye.